So XDefiant finally came out after how many years and months of waiting? Been a long fucking time. Unfortunately, I never got to play the game before its official launch because during the beta and the alpha periods, I didn't have a PS5. I only had just a default PS4 that I got back in like 2014. So of course they're not going to be developing this game on that console yet. I do suspect though that given the graphics and all that shit, this game is definitely coming to Xbox One and PS4. I don't see why not. I question what game engine this runs on. I could just search it up, but I'm too lazy to. It feels like it runs on the Far Cry engine, and if that's the case, that engine, for whatever reason, cannot run more than 30 FPS on PS4. I don't know why. But anyways, this game is pretty good. Okay, like these are just my first impressions. Maybe this changes after I reach rank 10. Maybe I'm just blinded by just a new game, shiny. But this game is actually really good. I see no reason to hate on it. There's a couple of things that I genuinely think is cancer. One of which is the entire DedSec class, or faction. It is actually ass cancer. There's nothing about it that belongs in the game. You have the little shock spider drone thing that I don't know how fast the thing regenerates, but I was seeing complaints about this back in the most recent beta, and people were saying that it just regenerates way too fast. It sticks to your fucking face. You can't aim. You could barely even fire where you're looking, basically, and it essentially ruins the game. I was actually running into that issue on one particular match on that weird stadium map. It looked like some fucking, I don't know, some stadium shit. I was just getting shock droned over and over and over again. Basically the same shit that was happening in Black Ops 4. Except at least in Black Ops 4, you had an ability to at least time your button press properly, so if the shock drone just attached its fucking, prongs to you, you could swipe them off of you. But in this game, as far as I know, there's no way to avoid you getting a fucking spider drone to the face. So yeah. One thing that I think is fairly important that I sincerely hope doesn't end up ruining the game is the players. I run into a couple of matches here and there where there are people that seem to be playing on keyboard and mouse. I don't know if, PC console crossplay is official or not. I don't know if this was happening here, but there was a couple of players that seemed to be playing on a keyboard and mouse. Or at least they had their sensitivity on the controller just fucking cranked up all the way to max. They were playing basically like how people play in the recent NW3, just crackhead movement fucking nerds, just essentially abusing the game engine. Because that's what it is, really. Like, from my personal experience, maybe I'm wrong, but when people do that shit in games, it's something about it breaks the hitbox, breaks the aim assist, and it basically just gives a insane advantage. I don't know if it's the same in XDefiant or not. I've been able to kill these people pretty easily in this game, and I'm honestly not even that good, yet at least. But in games like COD, they fucking completely just ruined the game just by playing like that alone. I worry that with people getting frustrated with COD and quitting because of the skill-based matchmaking, I worry that so many people from COD will come to XDefiant with the same mentality of like sweat as hard as you can, that it'll end up ruining this game. Because I was explaining this to my friend yesterday when the game came out, basically just saying that if these players end up plaguing the game, and there are so many of them to where it becomes a common experience, I have no problem deleting the game. Like there's nothing, absolutely nothing that'll keep me from deleting the game. Because honestly, I don't really care. It's just another game. I don't really have that much of a hinge on games anymore, or if that's a word to put to it. I don't really care about games much anymore, at least as much as I did back then. So if a game just simply isn't fun, I'm just going to simply delete it. I don't have enough patience to really complain anymore. I don't have enough patience to sit here and expect game developers to solve specific problems. If this game simply ends up just not being fun, I'm going to state it and I'm going to delete it. It's that simple. In terms of the microtransactions, I really don't mind it. At least they made a new IP to turn into their own little Fortnite, instead of ruining something that they already have, basically. They very well easily could have just ruined Assassin's Creed, or ruined Far Cry, or just ruined some other IP by making it some live service slop, which I'm sure they have done, but I'm not entirely too knowledgeable of what Ubisoft has been doing recently. All I know is that personally I enjoy Far Cry 6, 5. I haven't played that much New Dawn or Primal yet, but these games are fine, you know what I mean? And for Assassin's Creed, I don't really know because I haven't played Assassin's Creed in over a decade. It's been a fucking long ass time. I think the last good game was like 3, I think. I only played the Xbox 360 Assassin's Creed games. I have a few on PS4. One of which was really bad actually. It was the one. It was like it wasn't Black Flag. It was like some. I think it was Freedom Cry. Horrible game. Like just all around a horrible game. But generally speaking, Ubisoft is at least making the good decision here. They're just making a new IP that they could add future shit to, that they could basically cash cow with as minimal pain as possible. At least they're not ruining something they already have. It's just brand new and no strings attached. The only strings really attached to this game are just other IPs basically having, items or guns or characters being ported to this game. I genuinely believe that this game has a lot of potential to be a good competitor for Call of Duty. I don't know if it'll kill COD. I don't think it'll really even come close in terms of revenue to COD, but this will be a place that over time I think more and more people will start migrating to, because Call of Duty as we know it, it hasn't been good in over a decade. It just hasn't been. I mean, Black Ops 3 was a weird outlier, but not everybody liked jetpacks, right? You had a few games with a few gimmicks. The developers, generally speaking, just lost whatever fucking spark they had after 2012. I would say even COD Ghosts is better than a lot of the newer CODs that are coming out, if you just factor in the modern skill-based matchmaking. But this game, I think, seriously has staying power. I hope I'm not wrong, because it's kind of fun. But only time will tell where this really goes. There are already people that are making rant videos about this game. Just people that, maybe they know what they're talking about. Maybe they know a little more than I do about, the ins and outs of the game. But people really do love complaining about a lot of things, right? I'm guilty of it, right? In my past, when my channel was mainly focused on just like, hey, this game is bad, like, please stop buying it. But people just obsessively rant, and I think people are going to do this with this game. They're going to give it a lot of bad press, but I don't think it really deserves bad press. It just fucking came out, and I've already seen, like, most videos that I've seen already in my sub box and in my recommended are all negative about this game. Like 80% are negative. That to me is fucking crazy. I will say though that the whole negative press thing with games, I think a lot of the time the exact opposite of what people think is true. And what I mean by that is, like, Far Cry 6 got a lot of shit. People said it was a garbage game. People said it was like super woke. And so I just never bought it. And then one day I got the Game Pass on PlayStation, and I got the game, started playing it, and it's one of the best Far Cry games I've ever played. I mean, narratively it's not the best, but in terms of gameplay and just the entire package, even the map, the map is fucking huge in that game. And it's not necessarily an empty map like fucking Just Cause 4. It's a really good map. The game overall is really good. So when you take what people say online compared to your personal experience, there's oftentimes a massive disconnect. And I feel the same exact way about XDefiant. So do with that information what you will. That's it for this video. If you haven't checked out this game already, I definitely recommend it. Just to see how it feels. It's free, by the way, if you didn't know. It doesn't cost any money. It's completely free. It's just a game. So yeah.